Chapter 109, The First Gathering of the Freshmen. This chapter is updated by novels.pl. Juan Mook Singerling wore a long green dress that dragged on the ground with a beautiful white feather on the shoulder and back. A silk ribbon, white as snow, wrapped around her slender waist, which made her look elegant and graceful. She had long black hair and crystal clear skin. Moreover, she had long eyelashes, red lips, a slender neck, and she was plump in all the right places. She looked like a teenager, and yet she was curvier and sexier than a 20-year-old. She was an absolutely stunning beauty. Fresh from the shower, she visited Zhang Yuochen. When Zhang Yuochen opened up the door, he smelled a faint fragrance. He looked at Juan Mook Singerling and was amazed. He asked, "Senior Sister Apprentice Juan Mu, why are you wearing such a gorgeous dress?" "Women always like wearing beautiful dresses. We have to wear the martial suit during the day, but can't we dress up at night?" Playfully, Juan Mook Singerling put her hand on Zhang Yuochen's shoulder and flirted with him on purpose. She giggled and asked him, "Do you think I'm beautiful?" Zhang Yuochen responded, "You're very beautiful. Is Junior Sister Apprentice Zip prettier than me?" Juan Mook Singerling pursed her lips gently and appeared vulnerable. "You're all beautiful," Zhang Yuochen said. Senior Sister Apprentice Juan Mu was a siren with a charm that could tempt men to commit crimes. Having no desire to continue discussing this topic, Zhang Yuochen took her hand off his shoulder. He handed her a transparent jade spatial bangle. "Senior Sister Apprentice Juan Mu, this is for you. You can open the internal space when you channel genuine chi into it." Although she was prepared for it, Juan Mu still could not believe that she was holding the spatial bangle. "Is this a real space treasure?" she wondered. When she channeled genuine chi into it, she could feel the wide space inside. It was not wide enough to accommodate the world but was large enough to store handy treasures. So, it was still valuable. Juan Mook Singerling kept touching it and blinking her eyes. She obviously liked it very much. Yuochen, although the class of this space treasure is low, many people still desire it. It could fetch a price of at least 500,000 silver coins. If two warriors of the heaven realm both wanted it and kept outbidding each other, it might sell for 5 million silver coins. "Are you sure you want to give it to me?" Zhang Yuochen stood upright with as much elegance and gentleness as a prince. He smiled and said, "It's just a bangle. It's worth nothing to me." He displayed the royal temperament of his current life, and also the temperament of his previous life as Emperor Ming's son. He was elegant like a spring wind, noble but indifferent, confident but modest. The princes of other commanderies could not even mimic it. Juan Mook Singerling stared at him and could only shake her head. "All right. I accept it and I'll give you 1 drop of half saint's essence in return." Juan Mook Singerling handed him a delicate jade bottle with a light fragrance. Zhang Yuochen's eyes brightened up when he saw the bottle. He accepted it without any hesitation. For him, the half saint's essence was a very important treasure. A drop of half saint's essence is much cheaper than a spatial bangle. Juan Mook Singerling frowned and said, "I also owe you one favor. From now on, if you encounter any trouble in Western Campus, please let me know. If someone dares to hurt you, I'll punish him." Now, Zhang Yuochen was sure that Juan Mook Singerling really saw him as a friend. Before that, they were hardly more than classmates. Juan Mook Singerling looked pensive. She said, "One more thing. The Divine Power Palace will be opened for a short time the day after tomorrow. Don't miss the window." "Thank you so much, Senior Sister Apprentice Juan Mu," Zhang Yuochen said with appreciation. Juan Mook Singerling smiled and thought, "The more I look at him, the more pleasing he becomes. How could the other princes be so different?" "The Divine Power Palace is only open once a month for 2 hours at a time. Only the number 1 freshman of the year is eligible to enter and practice there," she said, reminding him again before she left. After Juan Mook Singerling left, Zhang Yuochen murmured to himself, "The Divine Power Palace is where the martial market school trains the top prodigy." The most talented students had access to more resources than the ordinary students. No matter how precious the resource was, the martial market bank was willing to provide as long as they could cultivate top talents. For example, while the half saint's essence was rare and valuable, it was relatively common in the school of the martial market. Even the lowest external students of the school could get 1 drop per year. Of course, the wealthy had even more. Gazing at the half saint's essence, Zhang Yuochen felt delighted. When he opened the bottle, it gave off a fragrance that pervaded the whole room. In order to preserve the potency of the drug, he quickly unleashed Space Domain and encapsulated the vapor within 3 meters. Since he had reached Black Realm's advanced stage, his Space Domain had become more powerful. It could now cover everything within a 50-meter radius. Zhang Yuochen took a deep breath and inhaled all the half-saint's essence dispersed in the air. Snap, snap. His bones and muscles rattled and cracked. The genuine chi in his 36 meridians flowed quickly, carrying power into every part of his body. As the drug circulated through his body, Zhang Yuochen felt that all his meridians had become stronger and more pliable. I get such a boost with just a wisp of the vapor. How powerful would my body be if I used the whole bottle of half-saint's essence? Zhang Yuochen could not wait, so he entered the time and space spinal's internal space and dosed himself with the drop of half-saint's essence. When he swallowed it, the frozen gas dropped into his belly and made him shiver. Then, a layer of frost condensed on his skin. The frost got thicker and thicker. An hour later, he had completely frozen into a 2-meter-tall ice crystal. He sat in the center of the ice crystal with his eyes closed and his hands on his knees. The 36 meridians inside his body were running and absorbing the power of the half-saint's essence. After 1 day, Zhang Yuochen had completely absorbed the half-saint's essence into his pure genuine chi, and thus into his whole body. The chill inside his body was replaced by heat. He felt as if a flame burned in his belly and spread to his whole body. The ice crystals on Zhang Yuochen began to melt, first into the dripping water and eventually steaming off of him. Another 2 days passed. His body returned to normal, but a white light glittered on his skin. He was covered in genuine chi, which was crawling through his pores like tiny snakes. By the 4th day, he had finally refined the whole drop of half-saint's essence. His meridians widened, and the capacity of his chi pool increased by 10%. Warriors in the same realm usually had similar chi pool capacity. But after Yuochen had taken the half-saint's essence, the size of his chi pool had enlarged. Zhang Yuochen's chi pool had become bigger than other warriors in the same realm. Juanmook Singerling and Huang Yanqin could get 10 drops of half-saint's essence every year in order to enhance their physical quality. Therefore, the capacity of their chi pools was far greater than average warriors at the completion stage of the Black Realm. Zhang Yuochen had just refined 1 drop of half-saint's essence and reaped a huge reward. His bones, muscles, and 5 internal organs had all been refined. He could feel his power had become stronger. His cultivation had also improved. He was not far away from breaking through to the completion of the Black Realm's advanced stage. The half-saint's essence is a real treasure. It would be amazing if I could get more of it. Zhang Yuochen took a deep breath and relaxed. Since he had 36 meridians, he could refine things much faster than others. This allowed him to finish refining 1 drop of half-saint's essence in 4 days. The other Black Realm advanced stage warriors would probably need 20 days to refine 1 drop of half-saint's essence. Zhang Yuochen calculated the time and quickly walked out of the time and space spinal's internal space. He headed to the Divine Power Palace just as it was about to open. The dawn broke. 8 students had gathered outside the Divine Power Palace. 6 female and 2 male students. They were the top freshmen of the Western campus from the previous years. Zhang Yuochen was the 9th-ranked freshman, and he was also the last one to arrive at the Divine Power Palace. Except for Zhang Yuochen, the weakest student among the 8 was Zhiling, the number 1 freshman from last year. She had reached the final state of the Black Realm. The remaining 7 had all reached the completion state of the Black Realm. The number 1 freshman this year was Zhang Yuochen, last year was Xueling, 2 years ago was Yachi Tankan, 3 years ago was Juanmook Singerling, 4 years ago was Luo Shuihan, and 5 years ago was Huang Yanjun. Yachi Tankang was a great prodigy. He had been enrolled in the martial markets school for 2 years, and to the shock of many elders, he had already completed the Black Realm cultivation. There was another male student called Chiao Muzi. He had been the number 1 freshman 9 years ago, but he had stayed at the completion of the Black Realm stage for 6 years. He was 29 this year, and if he could not reach the Earth Realm before 30, He would never become an internal student of the Martial Market School. Advancing from the Black Realm completion to the Earth Realm was a turning point. Many would-be masters had become trapped in the same realm for 10 years, 20 years or even their whole lives. So even though Chuamuzi had plenty of talent, not everyone was able to break through to the Earth Realm.